We're back in the Easykart UK paddock for round 2 of the championship from Teesside Autodrome in Middlesbrough, famous for being the longest kart circuit in the world. Let's get underway with the race action then here from Teesside. It's Easy Cadet first with Oliver Gray, the E-plate, on pole position alongside the rookie Milo Pilfold. Harvey, Ingram, Ross and Humphreys round up the top 6 with Reed and Lilly on the 4th row. Plenty of rookies in this field still, hoping that even at this early stage of the championship, they'll put one over on the established guard. We're on board with Christian Lilly as we go down the rolling start and over the line to get a cracking start off the line. Oliver Gray has let straight out in front, and look at that advantage already. He's pulled out about 7 kart lengths on the way down to the first corner. That is a textbook start in this Easy Cadet Championship cadet class. So they make their way through the middle of the circuit. Dylan Reed we're looking at there in front of us as we ride on board with Christian Lilly. He's going for a battle with Charlie Humphreys as they make their way through the pits, through the bus stop I should say, and that's the onboard cameraman we're looking at there. Christian Lilly trying to get on the inside. Has he made the move on Dylan Reed? It's so difficult that corner, but he keeps his foot in and he holds it through Popes. Absolutely brilliant. And then into the rear's hairpin. Very nicely balanced all the way through that mid-pack. Now, Milo Pilfold currently running in 2nd position. Last time out, he was 9th place, so this is an absolutely superb turnaround. He's doing a brilliant job there in 2nd position behind the E-plate. Kylan Ingram right in there with him, though, 3rd position. The young 9-year-old from Barwell, he was only 12th last time out. So again, these two have really hit form here at Teesside. It's a really technical circuit, this one too. It's very wide, it's very open. There's a lot of lines that you can choose. As we go on to the helicam, look at the difference in lines that people are picking, even coming out of the bus stop down to this fantastic sweeper hairpin. It's about 10 karts wide, this particular corner, but everybody hugging the inside line, trying to get the best purchase through Popes. On board with Charlie Humphreys again. Oh, sorry, looking at Charlie Humphreys. On board from Christian Lilly. And Humphreys has managed to get well clear of those two who have battled away, Dylan Reed and Christian Lilly, and he's now trying to get his way firmly into the top 6. 4th position at the moment, that is the 55 of Louis Ross, who is right in there trying to chase down the gruesome twosome, battling away for 2nd position. Meanwhile, Oliver Gray, he's checked out. The E-plate is absolutely obliterating the field here, and that is a very difficult thing to do in the Easy Cadet class because it's so close and there are so many incredibly talented racers who have got just as much ability as the man out in front. So it really speaks a lot of the E-plate that he's got this much in the bag at the moment. Freddie Bates leading this battle for 9th position. Just in behind him is the 54 of Oscar Blanchard. Up the inside though, that's Ella Stevens. Very nice move there, and that puts her up from 11th position into 10th place, and another position made up there. Ella Stevens going through the field rapidly here. Brilliant to see this young lady pushing her way forward, and she has definitely turned a corner into the 2016 season. I tell you, she is one to keep an eye out for. Maybe not for this year's championship, but certainly for 2017. I could see her as a title favourite for next year. Christian Lilly, though, still trying to close up on Dylan Reed. And as they make their way through the right-hander down towards the bus stop again, it's going to be very interesting to see who of those two is going to win that little duel. Here is still the battle for 2nd position, led by Milo Pilfold. I'm really impressed with this young rookie. He has turned a real corner again. And there is Louis Ross, currently running in 4th position, having caught these two. The young 12-year-old from Romford, not far from where I grew up actually, in Essex. And he's doing a cracking job chasing down the podium runners. It would not be surprising to see Louis Ross go for that move. Sweeping through the first turn, Oliver Gray's just absolutely obliterating it, and up the inside, Milo Pilfold loses the place and gets it straight back again. Great dicing for position, those two. A fantastic move this could be in the offing for Louis Ross as he hangs on there into 4th position. But he's going to have to work hard to move up into P3 at the moment because these two still jostling away in 2nd and 3rd position. Now, is this going to be a sizable move for Kylan Ingram? He's reeling in Pilfold, but watch out, Louis Ross is coming on to him. He's going to try for 3rd. No, not quite there yet. Through Popes. Kylan Ingram protects the inside line into Rias, but he's left the door open. Ross might just get a wheel in there. Side by side briefly, but then Kylan Ingram slots back into third position nicely, and he's having to attack and defend simultaneously into the first corner. Ingram goes through. Is he going to leave the door open this time? No, he doesn't. He learnt from last lap. He left the door wide open last time, and now he's through in a second position, but here comes Milo Pilfold back again, and it looks as though he's going to be joined by Ross round the outside. No, Ingram shuts the door. Ross is going to be back on the inside as they go into the bus stop. They're going to be banging wheels, and somehow, Ingram manages to keep the door firmly shut. That was beautiful. And round the outside for close company, Charlie Humphreys now moves up into P4, and Tom Harvey is getting in the mix as well. This is magic stuff through Popes and through Rias. He's really going to find some incredible racing to deal with in the next couple of laps, because it's skittles between these five as they desperately try and close down again on Milo Pilfold, who has broken a little way clear. He's got some breathing space now, back up the inside. Ingram holds on in front of Humphreys, but he's left the door open again. No, quick, get that door shut. He's done it beautifully. So Humphreys is there in fourth position. Ross is there in fifth position. And then comes Dylan Reed and Christian Lilly. They are closing up rapidly. So as those two close onto the back of this scrap for third position, do not be surprised to see some epic onboard action. We'll probably go back to Christian Lilly at some point, and he'll be able to see all of this kick off through the sweeper once again. Humphreys looking for a way past Ingram, and they're all working together, I noticed, to get back on terms with Milo Pilfold. It's not going to be long before Pilfold is a sitting target. All four of these young men trying to get close to Milo Pilfold, but Oliver Gray out in front is just a postcode away from them because he's already charging hard. Very good work indeed as Blanchard makes the move on the inside. I think that's Freddie Bates he got past there, and George Whitehouse is leading a great charge. I think Jamie Gurney it is that's just in behind him. Back on board with Christian Lilly. He's now charging up. We've got a yellow flag up in front. 2 carts off the road. Now, who's that's gone? That is Ross, Reed and Humphreys. All 3 of them have gone. Now, that is big news because Ross, of course, was only last round fighting it out with the E-plate Oliver Gray, who leads the way. So now all 3 of them have gone. Now, they're obviously going to be trying to recover rapidly, but that has really changed things in the battle for second and third position. There is the 84 Milo Pilfold, and I think that is Kylan Ingram in behind him still, the number 10. So those 3 have obviously come together. Who's that now in fourth place? That is the 54, I think that is, of Oscar Blanchard. Ella Stevens, look at that. Fastest lap of the race, 49.077. That's quicker than the leader, half a second quicker than anybody around her. And let's not forget that she's actually been battling from the very back of the grid in this race. So there goes George Whitehouse passing Dylan Briley. But Ella Stevens is the one to watch at the moment, the fastest racer on the track here at Teesside, and by a long margin to those around her. It would not be a surprise to see her challenging for a podium even at this late stage of the race. There's still time to make up the ground. Still this battle rages between the 74 of Whitehouse and in behind him there, 48, that is Dylan Briley. Briley into Popes, going to try and get a sweeping move into Rias. No, not this time, just hold your ground. There's still plenty of time to make up a place or two. Now, this is the battle for second. Now that they've lost their opponents, Kylan Ingram has got a little bit less pressure to deal with. He's not having to worry about what's behind him. He can focus entirely on Milo Pilfold in front of him. Fourth position now, the 53, that is, Tom Harvey. So he got away from all of that, and he's the beneficiary to move up into P4. Kylan Ingram, well, he dropped back a little bit there. I thought for a moment he was having a mechanical problem because he suddenly dropped off the pace of Milo Pilfold and looked behind him. It was almost as if to say, I'm breaking down, I don't want to hit anybody. But no, it looked as if he was just sizing himself up for a move. Occasionally, if you just back off the throttle a little bit and give yourself a tiny bit more breathing space, you can actually come at the opponent in front of you from a bit of a surprise angle, and that can catch them out. Now, fourth position, Harvey. Fifth position, is that Ella Stevens? It is! Ella Stevens is fighting her way up rapidly, and she's now in P5. This is an incredible drive from Ella Stevens from P17 on the grid. She's had a nightmare weekend so far. I think it's about to finish. Smelling of roses here because she's on the charge. There she is, just in the background. You can see chasing after Tom Harvey. That girl is rapid, and she is now making huge headways into Tom Harvey in P4. She's going like a rocket right now. Oscar Blanchard in P6 behind them, and here's the battle for 7th place. It's led by our cameraman, Christian Lilly. who's got Whitehouse and the 48, the rookie of Dylan Brierley, right on his tail, and this is not going to be easy to hold these two off. They've been very racy all race long so far, so now what is he going to be able to do to keep these guys back? It's going to be very tight indeed for poor Christian Lilly, who's now having to be major defense at the moment. Now, Milo Pilfold still holding P2. We're on board with Lilly into the first corner. Oh, there goes the 74 of Whitehouse. He's gone through, and through too goes the 48 of Dylan Brierley. So they both managed to pick him off in one fell swoop. That's all it takes, just one little lapse of line. And even if it's slightly to the left, that's going to be enough of a gap to pop your nose through. Now, what can Christian Lilly do in response here to try and take on these two out in front? Ella Stevens, racer on the move, P17 to P4 now, so she has made her way past Tom Harvey. We didn't see it, but she is currently faster than the race leader. Look back, there's Ella Stevens chasing down the podium runners. Milo Pilfold and Kylan Ingram are about to be in for a world of trouble here. 3 laps to go, and Ella Stevens is consistently lapping a good half a second to 3/4 of a second quicker than the 2 karts in front of her, and she is desperate for a podium here. It's been a bit of a nightmare so far, but she really wants to end it on a high. And you kind of wonder, well, if she'd have been starting on the same row of the grid as Oliver Gray, would he have had as easy a time of it out front? I'm not so sure, especially considering that Louis Ross had a really big struggle to move up through the field as well. That could be between those three, the championship even this year. Oliver Gray, he may have some bad luck coming his way, don't forget. And then Louis Ross and Ella Stevens, I would say right now, are probably the 2 drivers most likely to become the main beneficiaries. Although, let's not count out the likes of Milo Pilfold. This rookie has been absolutely superb. Mind you, if we're talking about incredible rookies, Ella Stevens, already one of the top 3 in my mind for the 2016 season. And Kylan Ingram's not been too bad either. Still great battles going on all the way down the field. Look at Ingram swarming all over the back of Milo Pilfold. I think he's looked behind him and he's realised, come on Milo, Ella's on our tail here. We need to get on with this. I know there's 2 laps to go. He looks back again. He's getting nervous here. Ella Stevens is flying towards them. It's a good opportunity here, but he's still got plenty of time in hand. Milo Pilfold, it's really now or never, Kylan. If you want to get 2nd position, you need to get on with it now, sunshine, because you're running out of laps. Oliver Gray has already gone into the final lap. Ella Stevens is still closing in. Is this going to be an opportunity into the last lap? Milo Pilfold defending valiantly. Kylan, come on, you need to find a way through if you're going to get 2nd place here. Still pushing on as they come out of the first turn into the S's. Down towards the inside hairpin, turn 5. Is this going to be 2nd for Ingram, or is this going to be 2nd for Pilfold? At the moment, the 84 still has it, but Ella Stevens is still rapidly chasing them down. If they get into a squabble, she could pick up the pieces here into the sweeper. Very tight corner, very fast corner. Down to the hairpin. I think Pilfold's got this one though. He's holding it very valiantly here in front of Kylan Ingram. That was his last real chance to make the move. Oliver Gray, a billion miles out in front by comparison. The E-plate crosses the line, takes the victory. 2nd position is going to be the 84 of Milo Pilfold. What a drive from the rookie. 3rd position for Kylan Ingram, but Ella Stevens from 17th to 4th. A superb drive from her. Really impressive race, and that is a great way to save her bacon for the weekend. So 5th position, Tom Harvey. Oscar Blanchard in P6, pretty much on his own for most of the race, with Whitehouse beating Lilly, who did get past Dylan Reed, and Louis Ross recovering well, but a great victory and a dominant form from Oliver Gray.
Same as last time. Wowee, you are unbelievable. Well, you're just running away with it this year. How do you enjoy Teesside?
I quite like the track. It's really flow, especially at the first corner because it's flat out, right-hander, and it's really fun.
Good stuff. Have you raced here before this weekend?
I've never raced here before.
So it's your first weekend, and you just absolutely romped it, Oliver. I mean, what are we going to do about catching you? What can we do? What can we do to slow you down?
Put a little restrictor in.
Put a little restrictor in. Fantastic. Well, maybe Andy can do something about that when he rebuilds your engine next time. But, absolutely amazing. You are first class out there, and congratulations. Well done indeed. Oliver Gray, everybody. Well done.
Well, he knows it's only round 2. It's not done and dusted yet. Pilfold's not too far away. Harvey, Reed, Ross and Whitehouse are very close in company behind 2. And what about Ella Stevens? A few more good weekends and she'll be right in the hunt too. More action from the juniors next.